Welcome to Confessing the Faith, the theological and devotional walk through the 1689 Baptist Confession of Faith. I'm your host, Sam Waldron. I'm one of the pastors of Grace Reformed Baptist Church in Owensboro, Kentucky. It's my privilege to be the president of Covenant Baptist Theological Seminary. Today we continue to consider chapter 19 of the Confession, which takes up the great biblical and Reformed doctrine of the law of God. Another more enormously important assertion, especially in our day, of the Confession is its teaching regarding the present status of the judicial law. Let's read paragraph 4 again. To them also he gave sundry judicial laws, which expired together with the state of that people, not obliging any now by virtue of that institution, their general equity only being of moral use. The Confession makes two balancing points regarding the judicial law. It speaks of its ancient expiration and its moral application. This paragraph, which is substantially the same in the Westminster, is clearly based on Calvin's treatment of the judicial law in the Institutes. This treatment is very relevant in light of the idea propounded today by some Reformed teachers of the abiding validity of judicial law. The extirpation of the judicial law, according to the Confession, is suggested by the destruction of the Old Testament theocracy by Babylon initially, and finally by Rome under the judgment of God. When the state expires, it's natural to think, it's reasonable to think, according to the Confession, that its formal civil order would expire with it. And scriptural evidence for this deduction may be gleaned from the New Testament, and especially from Hebrews 9:19, which speaks of the book of the covenant, which contained prominently the judicial law of Israel. The significant thing about this mention of the judicial law of Israel and the book of the covenant is that it comes in a context which equates it with the first or old covenant. See the preceding verse, Hebrews 9:18. The same context has for its theme the thought that the old covenant is obsolete and ready to disappear because it is imposed only until a time of reformation. Hebrews 8, 7, and 13, chapter 9, verse 10, chapter 10, verse 1. It is impossible to avoid the clear teaching of Hebrews 9:19 that the judicial as well as the ceremonial law of Israel has expired. Though the judicial law has expired, of course, yet an inspired application of the moral law given for the civil circumstance of Israel still reveals many timeless principles of general equity, justice, goodness, and righteousness. As such, it remains relevant not only to modern states, but also to modern churches and Christians, and so the New Testament applies it that way. See 1 Corinthians 5:1 and 1 Corinthians 9:8-10.